The first pair of bosses are known as the twins. Art and Owain are what they are called, and we need to split the alliance into two. Usually an even split. Okay, if there's 6 parties of 8, is usually 3 on each side. The reason for this is that we need to sort of burn the bosses down to 0 health for both sides before they'll die. So if one side is unbalanced, one side has 5 parties and the other side have 1 party, the 5-party alliance will kill their boss in no time. But they'll find that the boss just doesn't die until the one-party alliance kills their boss as well. This is why we want to split evenly. Okay, usually a 3-3 split, even split, or if not, then Owain heavy. Okay, Owain is actually on the Magia Melder side. It's actually the east side. If you look at the mini-map, Art is on the Logos Manipulator side, the west side. Okay, and what we will see happen is that parties will be yelling out. For example, Sky Rider 1, 2, 5, Art, MT. So Sky is gonna is in a party with one tank, 2 healers, and 5 DPS. They are going to Art side. They are the main tank for Art. Okay, so Yayo 1, 3, 4 Art side. 1 tank, 3 healers, 4 DPS going to Art. Okay, then my party 3, 2, 3 Owain. Okay, we are also main tanking, etc. etc. So we are actually sort of splitting the parties. This is done at all the park runs. Do understand how this is done, and if you are party leader, you are responsible for shouting this out. Okay, discuss your party which side to go, yell it out, and then just assemble on the correct side. Now, parties, usually what we do is we'll place a waymark on the side that we're dropping off. So if you're in your own party, someone in your party will have placed a single or multiple waymarks to mark which side you're supposed to fall off on. Form up your logos actions first. Make sure you have your Mega Melder rotated properly, set up properly. Do everything you need to do. Once you're ready, the parties or party leader will do a ready check and then assemble on the side with which you're supposed to fall off on. Okay, usually it's being marked by a waymark. Do not fall off until everyone is ready. Okay, and make sure we also need to ensure that the teams are balanced. So you'll see the organizer, I think in this case today, probably maybe BVD will help out, if not some of the others. Yeah, although BVD didn't.
She tries to not do it, and then she ends up doing it.
I kind of pray that Hafun will step in and so that's not last minute.
Hafun slept late last night.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So usually someone will help to organize. Thanks, BBD. See, BBD is the lifesaver. Every time helping out with the runs. So you can see BBD yelling out, okay, Owain, Shark MT, which is me, Ila, Galen. So 3 parties on Owain side. Then Sky, MT, Yayo, and Herbara is on Art side. Okay, so we have a 3-3 split already. She will also usually check for perception. Okay, but in this case, for our run, we actually sort of assign the perceptions already. So unless those perception players didn't get in, right? Usually it's already covered. But at the same time, it's a good practice to have, we check who is percepting on Art side, who is percepting on Owain side, to ensure that there's someone who has perception on each of these sides. If there isn't, then we need to sort of like wing it. Okay, but we need to have some perception at least. At least one person must have perception. Usually DPS will carry spare perceptions in their loadout, but not actually use it unless necessary. In this case, the assigned players, Nympharia has perception, and I think Cecilia, you need to confirm whether you have perception. Just yell it out, I have it, or perception ready, or something along those lines. Yeah, Akiyasora has perception as well. Very nice. Okay, and once that is all done, you do ready check, you assemble on the side you are supposed to fall off on, being very careful not to go off on the wrong side. If not, you'll be separated from the party. Once ready, as a group, okay, as a party level, you just fall off the platform. Okay, for my party, we are ready, we can just get started. I'll just jump off. Make sure you rotate your Magia to the correct element, and then once the main tank is ready, he or she will start pulling the mobs. Now, here in BA, right, do not rip enmity off the main tank. Okay, do not be enthusiastic or over enthusiastic about killing the mobs, because if you pull the mobs enmity and the tank doesn't notice or fails to pick it up quickly, you will get hit by the mob. And here, if you're ungeared new, not on defensive, you will get one-shotted by normal mobs, and then you will die and you can't get res. So be very careful about regular trash mobs, and be careful of multiple pulls, especially when the tank doesn't. When the tank pulls one mob and like two of his friends come along or three of his friends come along, be very careful about those. Okay, other than that, just let the tank establish MET, then you start to DPS. The first set of trash mobs, nothing really special to talk about them, other than the Bibilos, the Appendas, okay, the Minotaur thingies at the top of the stairwell. Those have a very, very nasty frontal and rear conal attack that comes out nearly instantly or no telegraph at all. Do not stand in front or behind of them. If you are ranged, stay far away. If you are melee, be at their flanks. Okay, we'll just dispatch the mobs, tank and spam until we reach our first set of bosses, the twins. Okay, usually once an alliance reaches their assigned boss, so for example, let's say Owain side arrive, you will see someone on Owain side shouting out that Owain has arrived or Art has arrived. This will signal to the other alliance that they have arrived and are waiting on the other alliance to arrive as well. Now, this being a training or practice run, we will actually have a small wait timer before we actually pull the bosses. So I will do some light explanations. Okay, I will not be explaining all the mechanics. That's going to take too long, and you should have read through a guide or watch our video guides on the Discord itself. Okay, but in a pinch, pro tip, just follow everyone. Okay, now for Art and Owain. Okay, Art and Owain has arrived. I will just briefly mention the important mechanics. Now for Owain's side, my side, I will be doing light callouts, but there's really not much to say about Owain. Owain is very simple. If he's either going to be ice or fire, as you can see by the orbs circling him. If he's ice, run to a fire spear. If he's fire, run to an ice spear. Essentially, you can follow everyone. Everyone else will be doing the same thing. Midway through the fight, if it drags on long enough, you will see the danger Dorito. Okay, a triangle-shaped marker appear above randomly selected players' heads. Those with the triangle must stack with each other. Those with the donut AoE on their feet must pull it away from everyone so as to not clip everyone else. Only the triangle stack together, no triangle, pull it away. These are all the mechanics we should see for Owain's side. If we see anything else, we fucked up already. Now, Art's side is a bit more tricky. Art, you need to move fast. So I hope your ping is good enough. Art will do either a point blank AoE or a donut AoE. He will place spears at the edge of the arena. There will be 4, and these spears will mirror his pattern. So if he does a point blank, you will need to go out, and then the moment the telegraph disappears, you need to run in towards Art to avoid the point blank being fired by the 4 spears at the edge. The spears at the edge will not have a telegraph. You need to move fast. Same thing, if he does a donut, you need to either move in, or if you are range, you can go all the way out. And range cannot. Range must go in also, because donut. And the spears will also do a donut. So you move in, and then quickly after the telegraph disappears, you run out to any spear to stay in the safe spot for each of the 4 spears. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, actually I think the donut at max range you will be safe for the Art donut, but obviously for the spears there is no safe spot. So you need to be standing at the spear. Okay, so these are the 2 mechanics. Now, the respective shot callers on each side, or whoever on each side, will just say something like this. Art, move in. Art, move out. Something like this. Or Owain, go to fire. Owain, go to ice. Something along those lines. Now, ice and fire, generally speaking, I won't call out because it's just follow everyone. Okay, but for Art side, there will be a point where he does legendary gears, where everyone, the floor will start glowing, an ominous color, and then you need to stop moving your character. If not, you'll be slowed, and then you need to dodge the line AoEs that follow after the floor stops glowing. You will hear people say, stop moving, just stop moving. Okay, if you get slowed, never mind, healers try to rescue you out from the line AoEs that follow. Okay, this is for Art side. And I think that's pretty much it lah. Okay, we should see only these mechanics. If you see the dropping ball thing that targets one player, that player just runs away from everyone else. Okay, we'll start at ET 161. Okay, no, 16. 1-8. Any questions? Okay, any questions, please sound off now. If not, then we will assume everyone is good to go and we'll get started at 16:18 ET. Now, if you have limit break for your party, level 1 is fired off at 1617, level 2 is 1616. Okay, for limit break, range or caster LB only. Okay, just use it because if you don't use it once we start the fight, it will drain away to nothing. Yes. I don't even know if you're Dell for the Art and Owen. Is it even necessary?
Ella,
It is necessary.
That's necessary for it.
100% must have. Recommended.
100%, 100,000%, inspired 1,000,000%.
no, it's just Ella is here. He does everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Art and custard.
Feels good to be back on my main. So thank you.
Ow.
Yes.
Alright.
Yesterday.
This is too fast.
In. That's a weapon itself make a big difference.
Violently.
I know, right?
Art red white.
Okay, Owen, he's fire, go to ice. Owen, go to ice.
Out. And then it's gonna be back in after that. Run back in. At 0.1%.
So fast.
Change to defensive. Art. Defensive measure.
Don't forget to need to do mechanic for art.
We're at 17%. 15.
In. After that, move to your spears.
Owen, go to fire.
Art, be prepared to stop moving out of the telegraph
One.
and stop moving.
Stop.
Oh, 3 nuts a bit too much.
Nice.
You're done.
I see that.
Careful of traps by the stairs.
Okay, yeah, while running up the stairwell, right,
Clear, please.
there's a trap somewhere along this staircase, so be very careful, don't run ahead of the Perceptor. Now, there's a line at after the first set of stairs, all the way up, there's where you should start scanning. It's a
Cecilia?
large-
Cecilia, here. From this point, you scan.
Yep.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, thank you.
There's only one trap, yes, correct.
One trap.
Okay, and then in this ads room, there will be 4 bleed traps. So you can see there's 3 already revealed. There will be one more up here. It's like in a square formation. So,
But you can just let us kill the mobs before scanning. There's no hurry to scan the traps because we know where they are. It's in a square pattern, right? So the last one is obviously gonna be somewhere near the front left section here.
yeah, top left.
Yep.
Then you can watch where Aki just ran to scan. Yeah, that will be about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
The other thing to mention here is that all treasure coffers in BA is personal. Okay, there's one where everyone's crowding around here. You can't see it. Remember to grab your treasure coffer. It is your own treasure coffer. If you don't open it, you don't get the loot. Okay, now, here, this hallway, nothing much to say about it. We're gonna just peel and then tank and spank the mobs now. So I'm just gonna start pulling mobs one at a time and then just kill them, just burn them down. Particular importance to note for these mobs, 2 particular mobs need to pay attention to. The doll that's coming down the stairs needs to be faced away from the party when it does its glare or glance move. Okay, I'm gonna pull the doll next. The centaurs up ahead, there are 2 of them, needs to be interrupted when they do a skill called Berserk. However, Berserk cannot be stunned or silenced. So, we usually need need a healer, or in this case a caster, to sleep to interrupt the berserk. However, healers, don't be overzealous and start casting sleep immediately, because it gains sleep resistance or immunity after 3 casts. So wait
After
for
one cast.
one cast?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was 3. Okay. So just don't be too overzealous about casting sleep. Wait for the berserk cast to be started before you cast sleep. Now, usually the veterans will know when is this timing, so it's quite safe to leave it up to them. Okay, but for your own runs in future, just take note, a healer needs to interrupt the centaur's berserk cast.
Also, another note with regards to sleep. For caster sleep, if it's an AoE one, and let's say there are still mobs around the centaur, just be a bit careful.
Probably just let the healers do it lah.
Yeah, because if you end up sleeping the others and they come out and no one actually realizes, they'll aggro and then they'll start running towards the party. Yeah, so just be more aware.
Usually for healers to sleep is when the mob reach the empty pool of mob. Then when the mob reach the empty, start to hit on empty, then you can start to cast.
After 1 GCD, actually.
Yeah, it's one GCD. Yeah.
Okay, we'll test it. 1 GCD. That's right.
Yep.
Pretty accurate.
FL.
Yeah.
Missed.
FL where?
It missed. I cried.
Okay, after this last mob here, we are heading up the staircase to... Wow, someone pre-casted, not bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's easy. You just do it afterwards.
Nice. Okay, so we're heading up the staircase to the second boss, Raiden. Okay, Raiden is a thunder aspected boss, so rotate your Magia accordingly. Now, there's not much to explain about Raiden. A lot of it can be handled by callouts, so I'll just be doing callouts for this fight. Just listen and follow everyone. Now, there are 2 mechanics that we need to look out for. The first is called the lateral slash. There's no telegraph or anything like that. Raiden will disappear from the arena, and then he will appear on either the east or the west sides of the arena and raise his sword. Now, what will happen is that once he disappears, we are all stacked in the middle of the arena, and he will target random players with an AoE puddle below them. But because we're all stacked in the middle, there'll be a large number of puddles in the center. Move out of the puddles and run to the safe side. Now, when we run to the center, okay, so I'm going to just explain this in chronological order. We run to the center, Raiden appears on either the east or the west. Raiden will raise his sword to either his left or his right. Puddles will appear below everyone else. Okay, below everyone because we're stacked together. Run out of the puddles and run to the side Raiden's sword is not pointing at. Okay, shortly after, he will cleave across the arena, cleaving the center as well as anyone on the side his sword is pointing at. So either the north or south side, one of the sides will be safe. Just observe where everyone is running. We all will be going the same direction, and make sure you're running in that direction as well. But please be careful. Avoid the puddles first. Get out of the puddles, because if you die by the puddles, you can't escape the slash that comes afterwards. Yeah, although it sounds a bit weird, you're already dead, right? If your spirit procs, you get up, he slashes you, you die again. So try not to die in the puddles. Okay, so this is for the lateral slash. Basically, it's just stack, look for Raiden, avoid puddles, run to where everyone is going. Okay, now for whatever reason, if someone is running all the way to Narnia, running the opposite direction where everyone, okay, all of us going north, someone running south. If you are a healer and they are your party member, try to rescue them to where everyone is at. Okay, just try to pull them across, because no one will survive the sword slash. His cleave goes through everything, instant death. Okay, now that is the lateral slash. Now the second mechanic is cloud to ground. Now cloud to ground happens after the lateral slash, and basically there'll be a single exaflare marker that appears at the edge of the arena. Okay, exaflare is basically a traveling AoE marker. We will look for it. Once it starts traveling, we'll stack at where it spawned, because that's the safe spot. Everyone stack together. Shortly after Raiden casts Bitter Barbs. Now once Bitter Barbs cast goes off, we should pop sprint and just run. Avoid the traveling exaflares, avoid puddles. If you have a tether, if you run, you're running around, you see a tether attached to you, split the tether with the other player. If you are both tethered for too long, you'll start to take a heavy dot debuff, okay, a bleed damage, and then you both die. So split the tether ASAP. Okay, prioritize the tether first. Then avoid all the mechanics. Finally, come back towards Raiden. He follows up with Whirling Zantetsuken. I will try to pull Raiden to the center for this mechanic, but you need to be inside Raiden's hitbox to avoid his Whirling Zantetsuken. It's an AoE, donut AoE around Raiden. The safe spot is inside his hitbox. Okay, so these are the two mechanics that we need to look out for with regards to Raiden. Any questions? Okay, if there's anything, any issues, please sound off now. Okay, just yell it out. No, someone DC, someone AFK, whatever. Please sound off. If not, then we are gonna start at ET 1958 lah. Okay, we start at 1958. Okay, limit break level 1 is at 1957. Level 2 is at 1956. Range or caster LB only. Okay, use food if you haven't done so already, because I haven't. Hey, too early. Never mind, we starting.
Whoa, that was early.
Too early, 1958, not 48, never mind. Okay, we're gonna just, I'm gonna just pull Raiden to the edge. No worries. Cannot math, can't even math with the timing.
I think the 5-8 timing, while it works for Dell, it's confusing for everyone else.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll just math it.
one. Yeah. Okay, anyway, first two mechanics will usually be a red, white, and a tank buster. I'm going to pull Raiden slightly closer to the edge. Now, he will soon do Ame no Sakahoko, which will require everyone to run backwards away from Raiden. If you are range or caster, you can start running backwards first. Okay, start running. Everyone go. Everyone run to the back. Now, Raiden will do a large point blank AoE, and he will jump backwards, stack inside his hitbox. Be inside his hitbox. This is Whirling Zantetsuken. Okay, anyone outside just gets slashed and dies. He will disappear. We are gonna stack in the middle. We're gonna stack in the middle. Raiden's on the west side. Dodge the puddles and run to the safe side. Now
First rescue.
Oh, dancer, nice.
Dancer.
Yeah, nice.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it's for.
Mobility over superiority.
That's what movement skills are for. Okay, there's gonna be spread out lightly. Don't overlap the AoEs or the puddles. Okay, there's gonna be randomly selected players be targeted. Just spread them out. Okay, it's gonna be a light DPS check. It's okay. You can put him near the center as well. It's fine lah. Doesn't really matter. Players can survive one puddle, but not two. You can just burn the spears. It's a light DPS check. Burn the spears. Quick guys, 10% or less.
This run is definitely way better than last night.
Yeah lah, obviously.
Yeah, prepare Evia.
Come in!
Hey, move!
Don't commit then.
Commit but still
Now.
Commit but still
So we
go
didn't
out.
even see Cloud to Ground.
Yeah, he was gonna do Cloud to Ground, but we skipped it lah. High DPS is the result.
You know, last night run right before the whole map AoE, like after the stand inside the hitbox one. He did not even come back to the thing.
I know, right?
Okay, wait, pause with the stories. So perception. So what you want to do here is you want to scan the doorway first, which has already been done. And then as tanks start peeling off the mobs, you want to move inwards, bearing in mind that you need to look at the mobs while you do so. So just proceed with caution. Because if they turn around and look at you, and there's no tank
You're
nearby,
gonna
you are
die.
screwed. So you will see that the more experienced perception people will just start inching their way in, even though there are still monsters in the room. I wouldn't advise it for new perception, but yeah, just watch.
Let the main tank pull the mobs. Okay.
No, it's okay,
If
it's
you're a
okay,
tank,
it's okay.
Don't pull the mobs.
Yeah, if you're not a tank, please don't pull the boss.
Yeah.
If you are a sub tank and you're geared and you know what you're doing, I will adjust to you as well. I will actually adjust, but just be very careful not to pull too many lah. Cause too many mobs, right? Then they all start to do their like AoEs. People cannot avoid them. A bit difficult. So don't put too many. Although we do want to go zoom slightly faster.
Cecilia, there's only
There is
one trap
only
in
one
this room.
trap.
It's been found.
Yay, death.
Nice.
Oh my death. It's hit every time.
Nice. Death.
It's not
faster.
gonna do it in
Middle.
Nice.
Middle.
Oh
So
my
again-
god.
So again, perception. At the top of the stairs, right before the coffer, there is another trap. This is an explosion trap.
Middle.
So you see that really big fat line right before the coffer. You can, just proceed from that point and exactly like that. And
Did
I
Elash say
like how I said,
Yeah, it last in middle.
Did he say middle safe or
Yeah, he said-
middle trap?
Middle trap, middle trap.
Sure.
Trap.
We all know.
Doubt.
no,
Yeah, doubt.
I like how I said, past that fat line and scan and then boom, scan. It's
I
like,
know, right?
that timing was very good.
By the way, perceptions beware here. Sprite can add.
Aggro.
Aki. Oh yeah. Luckily I saw that. Aki is picking Magis's.
Just sub tanks, you all generally know what to do lah. But usually, okay. So for BA runs, right, if you are a tank, but you're not the main tank, your job is not just to DPS. Your job is to look out for the other players, especially when they start to accidentally pull mobs. Like what just happened, right? You jump in, quickly, turn on tank stance and defense, rotate mega to defensive, and just tank the mob so that the DPS don't die, or actually more likely, right, the healers don't die, because what happens is that the healer will heal the DPS, and then they will take aggro, and then they will die in the DPS state. So usually tanks just help to tank the mobs. Even you're not geared, you will still be able to tank regular mobs. Just that healer need to heal you after every attack.
This person who plays the star in the middle, be careful.
Can you remove that?
And I don't think you can remove stars.
You
Just
can remove
watch out. Just watch out for stars.
Yeah, you can remove him.
Wait, you can right click them off?
Do you,
Can
do
you?
we test that the star can move both
Yeah.
modes?
You've already
Yeah.
been able to remove the star.
I don't remember about that, but okay.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I know you can press the detonate button and then it will explode.
How do you remove the star?
Can't.
Oh, literally, I swear you used to be able to.
I know, right? Last time what I used to do
Because
is I
people do it
place
at
the
Hans.
star, right? I place the star. Okay, no, Hans, listen carefully. I place the star. The star is about to explode. I change class, the star disappears. But I must change
You can't do
class.
that in here.
But
You
can't
can
change
only
class
do it in
here.
Hans. Okay, yeah.
I change class, the star disappears.
No, but that star disappeared without going off, did it?
I don't know, maybe I didn't
I
see
didn't
the
see it go
explosion.
off.
Yeah.
I guess just I'm
Whose
not
star
sure
was
lah.
that?
Yeah, but essentially just be careful because you might pull from the other rooms and
Yeah, just watch out for the AoE lah, for the star. Okay, we are going towards Thunder Room first because that's where the treasure coffer. Now, these 6 rooms, what we are doing here is we're actually looking for 2 things. Number 1, there's a visible treasure coffer. So we've already scouted it and seen that it's in the Thunder Room. So we're gonna, okay, it's right there. We're gonna just clear this room first and grab our treasure from the Thunder Room. Okay, being mindful that there's 1 trap in this room, so we're not running in, we're gonna pull the mobs out. Now, next, there's also an invisible teleporter that's hidden in one of the 6 rooms. It's random, we don't know which room it is, but we need to scan for the teleporter. So we need to systematically clear the rooms and find the teleporter as well. Okay, so this is why we
plug
plug
on
it.
the floor.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm on like standby duty already. Once I saw it, I was like, okay, you need to get
There's
ready
2
to
of them
pull.
that time.
Yeah, the thing is, you need to watch out for the room behind us.
Yeah,
Like, guys,
yeah.
don't do it. Thanks.
It's huge. AO is huge.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, just saying.
No, don't test.
Just now you probably didn't see the stars go off. Probably
I
because
think portal is done here,
the
probably.
skill effect from for
Yeah, I understand. The skill effect not turned on, battle effects not turned on, you can't see.
Yeah.
Understand.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
One
Is there a room
trap
next
will
door?
disappear.
Sense a trap in here. So
in Thunder Room. Then you check, scan the corners now. Scan the corners.
If you are
already
scanning
did,
near
but
the
it's on
wall,
other room. Yeah, near the wall. It's from
it's
the
the other room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we go for ice and water next. Okay, so generally the priority is the room with the treasure coffer first. If we are lucky, sometimes we get the teleporter there as well, but in this case, no. So we're gonna do ice and or water next. Okay, we'll start with ice first. Watch out, there will be extra mobs. Ice and water room have 2 traps each. Okay, so be very careful when scanning. There's actually 2 traps.
So the reason why we prefer ice and water is because they have 2 traps, and normally tanks who run Wisdom of Indomitable will want to have the traps for their stack.
Indomitable is
And-
like a slightly it's here. Indomitable is a slightly advanced strat where you need to build stacks of your buff by taking massive amounts of damage. So it's not something we recommend for new players. So don't worry about it too much if you are new. But if you're interested in learning how to do it, you can just ask in the Discord. There's a lot of tanks who actually run Indom and they can teach you the secrets of the trade. You might need to just pay them a cursory fee of like, 1.
100 obscures. Yes.
Conceptuals.
I see everyone. What conceptual?
Give me conceptual.
Conceptual.
I don't know. Like, give me
Hello.
1,000. That's fine.
I
Like,
see.
no 100.
So sus. I know Ilash
$100 million.
will charge obscures, right? Charge Dell.
Yeah, Dell.
Gimme.
Give me as well. I'm poor.
Do we have a special formation in this room as well, or are they?
No. Okay, so this hallway here, right, is just same as the first hallway. 1 single big trap, more mobs, more rooms up ahead. It's pretty much the same as the first hallway. You just need to scan for 1 bleed trap.
Pretty much put it this way, all the ads rooms, like these kind of ads hallway type rooms, is 1 bleed trap.
Yep.
So you approach it the same way, scan the doorway so that the tanks know they can step in and pull, and then you start inching your way inwards.
Being mindful of the mobs.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's done. But don't like be too enthusiastic. If you're new, don't run in and try to scan before the tank has cleared the path because if you pull the mob and there's 3 here, you pull the mob and the tank doesn't grab it before the mob reaches you, right? You are dead. So yeah, just be careful. Like there's really no, there's not too much benefit in like scanning the trap.
Trying to rush it.
Yeah. Don't risk your life for that lah. But these guys they've done like millions of PA runs, so they know what they're doing. Let me exaggerate.
Wow.
It's not an exaggeration if we add up all the runs with maybe not millions. Thousands of DA runs. Yes, thousands. Yes. 20 people each one do 10. My math, sharp math. 20 times 10. Thousands. Okay, so this next set of 6 rooms will have 1 trap each. The trap will be overlapping the portal in the center of each room. You can carefully scan the entrance at the room in case the trap is closer towards the entrance. If there's no trap, slowly inch in towards the button and just scan somewhere near the button.
Boy, someone told me
Congrats.
No, that was me.
Someone was not healing Shark.
Yeah, I know, right? Someone wasn't
Who
healing.
was it?
I heal myself. I heal myself.
There's like
I just
another healer in our party, okay?
I press rejuve right
Somebody is
there.
busy with death hell.
It was actually.
You don't death those.
Sorry, you
Death
cut
L
out,
on
you
our
cut out a
card.
bit there.
Yeah,
You use Spanish, not
I
death
was
for
so
the.
stunned.
it is
see.
somewhat
You use death
effective.
hell on shark, basically.
I see. Okay, now anyway, okay, sorry. Here, now what we're gonna do here is you see people shouting. What's gonna happen is we're gonna split up into 6 different parties. Each party must have at least 1 tank and preferably a healer with the tank to keep the tank alive. You'll see people shouting out, for example, Yayo, 1, 3, 4.
Woohoo!
Ice. Okay, Blizzard, Blizzard is
I'm
ice.
fast.
So that means that Yayo's party is going into ice room. Okay, then we are gonna just separate into 6 different parties. and just go to your rooms now. Okay, making sure that the trap in the room has been found. Now, what's gonna happen here is that once all 6 rooms have 1 or more players standing in the button in the center, all the doors will close and lock the players into their rooms. 2 mobs will spawn in the room, and the party in the room needs to tank and kill the mobs. Once they do so, the door will open. Once all 6 rooms have done so, the main doors allowing us to proceed further will open. Now, at the same time, outside in Hydatos, a support fate will spawn. Support players, okay, all the remaining players outside in Hydatos will be able to participate in the support fate. Okay, the support fate gives 30 Hydatos crystals, so it's quite attractive for the players to join the support fate, even if they don't intend to come to BA. And after they clear the support fate, there's that same process with which happened during Ofni lah. Okay, but instead of 48 portals, only 8 blue portals will appear. So 8 portals appear. After some time, they reshuffle. Okay, they disappear, reshuffle, and 8 red portals will appear, minus the number of stepped blue portals. So if 3 blue portals were stepped, 5 red portals will reappear. Okay, if those people outside, we don't actually manage support. Whoever can get in will just join us for the run. So good luck for those who have waited who are still with us. Try your best to come in during the support phase. Okay, which room are we in? Kelly.
Is ice taken?
Blizzard, right? Yeah, yo.
Blizzard,
okay,
yeah,
yeah, okay, Blizzard,
ice,
that's ice.
yeah.
Okay, cool,
Blizzard's
cool, cool.
ice, yeah. Okay, so water.
Okay, I think everyone is taken then.
Alright, we are in. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Can
Watch out.
someone...
Oh my god.
Can someone pop the trap?
I'm gonna pop the trap in the center of the stone room. Please vacate. Move away from the trap.
Yes, please do. Thank you. I always kill myself.
You should just let Kelly kill herself next time, right? Just kill
No,
yourself.
you see, it's not you that has to res me again, right?
Okay. Now once all parties are in their rooms, okay, now tanks for each room, because the mobs that are gonna spawn will be the room's element, you can rotate your mega to the defensive element for your room. Turn on your tank stance. All other party members should be in a corner of the room. Okay, the mobs will spawn in somewhat random positions. Okay, we sort of know it's like fixed random, but we just assume it's random, and they'll be facing in random directions. You do not want to face pull any mobs before the tank sees it. Now, tanks, once you see the mob spawn, do not immediately pull anything. Stop and observe to see if any of the mobs are already aggroed to your party members. Pull that mob first. Okay, then tank and spank the mobs one at a time if possible. If for whatever reason both mobs get pulled, just pull both of them. Hold enmity healers, just keep them alive, keep the tanks alive. It's just a bit more spicy only, but it's not a very big deal. You just do note that the mobs will still do their AoE attacks and etc. Just move out of the way as per normal. Okay, ready checks for everyone. Actually, just so you guys know, there's an actual assigned bio break, toilet break, coffee break, tea break shortly after this. So
wait, I just want to check this spell. Did anyone say they had this spell?
No, I don't think so.
No.
From outside, yeah.
Oh, Vlad is here.
That's got it.
Who was it? Okay.
Wind up.
Yep.
Oh, wine.
Yeah.
Win.
Okay, so we have a few people who have dispel outside. Very good. Okay, so dispel's ready. All the rooms are ready. So we will start at okay, maybe my party one more ready check just in case Nixie is not back yet.
Somebody went to
Bio, yeah. So just in case Nixie is not back yet, we just ready check just once more. Give us a second, please. Because someone said they BRB 1 minute real quick.
It's been a minute.
Okay, Nixie is back. Ken, thank you. Nifira, are you here? Okay, Ken, all good. Okay, so we're gonna start at ET 0220 lah. Okay, just step in the tanks. Just step in your portals at 0220, and then the door should close. Tank and spank. First one to exit the door, exit your room, and reach the front door. Shouts first.
Zoom.
Yeah, that's just inside. I mean, we always race to see who gets there, but it's not important.
We don't
Except
heal
to
our
BBD.
Wait, what? Just except for me? Hello?
BBD takes the race very
Let's
seriously.
go. Let's go.
No, it's not just me.
Alright, let's go, guys. Faster, Dan, faster.
Who's the one being serious now?
Yay. Today's a day.
Come on, we can do this, guys. Hey, this one dying very slowly.
What is it? The second one.
Yeah, the first one worked, but...
Come on, faster. Come in. Stay. Kelly,
no.
Big savers.
No! Damn it, we got second again. Oh my gosh.
D, I need the macro for first.
Yeah, no, right. Like,
I don't have it in macro. I'll
Bring
type
more
it.
death, that's all.
yeah.
Just type forehead.
Why you no pray to RNGs as if that's the
Yeah,
case?
so funny. Almost. My death went off first. And then the
Kelly
second
did
one.
well, yeah. Kelly killed, like, instantly snapped the first one out of existence. But then the second one's like, no. Or enough.
Like I'm gonna make you late.
Actually, the one that's at 40% and it failed, and someone death the 90% one and it succeeded.
I know, right? RNG.
Hex. Okay, so we're just gonna... Okay, now, you might notice that this pathway is familiar because we're actually retracing our steps back to the first set of 6 rooms. Okay, this is actually the Raiden hallway, by the way. We turn right for Raiden, now we're coming out from the left. We're just going back up to the original set of 6 rooms. New mobs have spawned, so we're going to dispatch those mobs first. And then what's going to happen is that we are waiting for support Fate to clear the Tristitia Fate outside, and then they are going to go through the whole, blue portal, red portal process. So we're going to have to wait for them as well. So during this time, once we clear the hallway, there's going to be a short bio break, about 5 to 8 minutes or so. And then you all can just do a break first. Yeah, tank stance, please.
Room tanks, if you're not the MT, please turn off your stance.
Thank you. Okay, now this hallway is the original set of 6 rooms. New mobs have spawned. And of particular importance to take note of here is that there's 3 mobs that you need to account for. The frog, which is what we're killing right now. Up ahead, there's a centaur. And there is a book, a bibliotaph. These 3 mobs tend to wander around, sometimes walking into rooms as well. So usually we account for them to make sure that they don't come out from a room behind us and start killing players, flanking us from the rear, something like that. It's happened before as well. Yeah, surprise, but it's...
I mean, one is not here.
Yeah, watch out for the star. The star is like...
Yeah.
Support is done.
Thank you, support. Oh, no, it's okay. This star is in the middle of 2 rooms. It's fine. It's not actually clipping the rooms. And I think the star can't...
One of the star hit the mob. Lucky it doesn't go off.
Yeah. I don't think it goes through the walls, by the way. But I'm not sure. I can't confirm. Later we try lah.
I know a science doesn't go
Cool
through
one.
the walls.
Who wants the science hit?
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah,
We can try.
a science doesn't go through the walls, I know that. But it does go through the doorway, so...
Yeah, doorway definitely. There's a direct line of sight, so it definitely works for doorways. But the walls, we can try lah. We can try. And science it lah. Who's got spare stuff? Okay, now here at this point of time, this is your designated bio break. So if you want, just stay around here, go for bio break. Just do note, you cannot AFK for more than 10 minutes. You cannot AFK for more than 10 minutes. You will get auto kick. So do come back before 10 minutes. Now I will break for a short bit. Okay, we're gonna clear water room for those tanks who need it. So we'll break for a short while. Be back by 11. Okay, X37, X37. Be back here. So on my time is 11:37 AM. Be back lah. Okay, so just take a short break. Be back by 37. Okay, and I'll continue the brief at that time.
Hey, do you all want to test the starting later?
Yeah, we can test the starting as well. Once we clear these rooms first, for the tanks who might need the traps. What other room is left? We clear ice already. We clear water.
So just a note for perception. So usually this is where you can drop perception. We usually recommend that you hold on to perception until we are about to start AV, because sometimes the tanks that are running Indomitable, they need last minute refreshes. So for example, let's say support's taking too long, admin is taking too long, blah blah blah, whatever, so and so, and then someone is like, oh crap, I have a minute left on and I need to refresh Indom, then you may need to do a last minute room clear and percept a trap. So yeah, hold on to that perception until we start doing like ready checks for AV, etc.
Neptune, can't we do some science? We tried
Actually, I tried it. I see that the mobs all very far away from the wall.
The wind room here has 1 hour just at the door only. Try to put the star. Don't put it at the doorway so that obviously you can't, no line of sight. Just put it behind a wall.
Let me
he's
running away. No.
This side.
Yeah, on this side I think there's. You see how close you should be able to clip it. You place the star first.
Yeah, look where tree is jumping. Can it be there?
Yeah, can you place where tree is at?
Don't be at the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Just place it where they are standing. The two of them over here.
Is it time to multi-box?
Here?
Somewhere there. Yeah. Hey, the stupid mob move away.
Hello.
You can wait for the cooldown, right? Just wait for it. It's moved away. Sucks.
The moment you don't want it to move, then you just move.
I know. Sorry, say again.
A guy from outside said their party is going to stab.
That's up to them. They want to step, they step.
Yeah, that's it's support. It's support. So.
Yeah. We don't moderate or control whoever wants to step. We can just step because
it gives me. It would be a shorter break than usual. If they do stab.
Can Ella number 2 stab?
No.
Can he?
Don't.
He wants to multi-box.
Multi-boxing?
Right.
Multi-boxing?
Also, for everyone that is new, we have a tradition here. Everyone stand at the doorway and just use cheer emotes.
Okay, let me see if I can pull this.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's really close. That's pretty good. Yeah, this definitely is gonna clip something. Do you just blow it up?
Yeah, I blew it up. It didn't come up.
Nothing?
Nice. Nothing. So it doesn't go through
only
the wall.
doorway then only doorway then.
I think there's a requirement for direct line of sight from the center of the star. But
I think so.
Let me test it out.
Try again, no?
That's all I'm saying is running away, so I'm not really sure did it catch
Understand.
in the hitbox. These mobs are really they can't really just can't they just stay still?
You know what you can do? Shark get everything and then park them at the edge and see if you get MET if the star explodes.
What do you mean, man? Players can't even stand still to get shell and protect. You expect mobs to stand still? Excuse you?
Yeah, we can do a controlled one. Pull one of the birds and then.
This one is quite near.
Yeah, it's quite near the door. They are all coming close to the door. Quick, if you're a star, pull it up. Wait for 10 seconds before you pop it.
Yeah.
Oh, you popped it already.
You don't.
Oh yeah, you don't need to wait. Yeah. Okay.
As in, it won't get triggered if it's not in line of sight. So to over the wall is okay.
Yep, it's proven now. He just did one.
Nice.
Definitely inside the AOE. So it's proven that it doesn't pull mobs through walls. Good to know. Myth debunked.
I think that's for all AOE skills. I think.
So only doorway and walls, nothing. Okay.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. So even the massively huge star doesn't actually pull.
So that means dancer, technical finish, and all that stuff. It should be fine too.
Should be fine lah. Should be fine.
If it's the wall lah, not the doorway lah.
yeah, of course. Okay. 6. Okay, wait 1 more minute lah.
To answer that question about do you get kicked out if you're AFK with continuous emote? Yes, because a continuous emote doesn't count as an input. So you need to type, move, do something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just moving the mouse doesn't count, but clicking the mouse does.
Yep.
Yeah. So spin your camera, type something in chat, click your mouse, press the spacebar, whatever. As long as there is an input, it resets that timer.
Also on controller, is it holding one of the triggers also counts, even though it doesn't really do anything.
You can rubber band your.
Nashoki, that open a menu trick not necessarily work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
HUD layout 100% does not work anymore. It's been tested.
I got booted before.
Yeah, the menu trick used to work before they patched it for Endwalker release. So you find a lot of people just cheating by opening retainer bells and staying there on the retainer menu forever, but they patched that out.
No, that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't count as an input.
I mean,
so you actually need to physically, it used to. So things like HUD layout, opening retainer, opening any menu, as long as something is open, kind of blocks it, then it used to just...
You're talking about anti-AFK,
right?
AFK,
yeah. A lot of things don't work anymore. It got patched out.
Yeah, but just so you all know, right, you all don't actually have to move your character. You just need to touch your keyboard.
Touch your keyboard, click your mouse.
Your mouse,
your
just
camera,
rotate the camera also works. Your character doesn't necessarily have to move, but as long as there's some input into the game, right, it counts to avoid the AFK status. The easiest way to test what works and what doesn't, right, is if you're outside of BA, obviously in the world, you just turn on away status /AWAY away status, and then you just leave it for a bit, and then you just do something on your mouse or keyboard. If it removes away status, it works to counteract the anti-AFK kick as well. So that's pretty much it. You can type, you can chat with your friends, also works. Okay, seems that it's already 11:40, X40. So I'm gonna just start off by giving a quick primer on what to expect from this point onwards. Okay, I think support back in already.
5 members in.
5. Okay, so we're waiting for 3 more now. Okay, never mind. While they are being sorted out, now we'll come to the second half of AV. Now from this point onwards, right, there's only of BA, sorry. Okay, from this point onwards, right, there's only 3 more encounters left. Absolute Virtue, or what we call AV, is the third boss of BA. After that, there'll be 2 trash mobs just before Osma, which is the final boss. So there's only 3 more encounters left. At this point of time, all DPS players are expected to remove their plate bearers if they have been using it and put on a DPS wisdom. Okay, either Wisdom of the Elder, Wisdom of the Fiend Hunter, or Wisdom of the Duelist. If you don't have any of these, Wisdom of the Skirmisher also works. Okay, I heard. Okay, yeah, just these 4 just these 4. Skirmisher is slightly less potent, but some DPS boost is better than no DPS boost. Okay, now why do we ask for this? Because the third and last boss both have enrich timers. Okay, fight enrich. So DPS helps to push to beat that DPS time, that enrich timer. For AV is about 7 minutes 30 seconds long. For Osma is 10 minutes 30 seconds. So as much DPS as we can bring helps with the fight. Now, some people ask, okay, but why can't I use Plate Bearer? It helps to keep me alive. Well, the truth is that for these last 2 fights, right, if you fail to do the mechanics properly, you generally get one-shotted anyway. So the Plate Bearer won't really save you. It gives you a bit more HP, a bit more defense, but that's it. It's not gonna save you if you don't do the mechanics. So just try to focus on doing mechanics to stay alive. Okay, it's more important than any amount of Plate Bearer or defensive wisdoms can do for you. Now, the other thing to mention here is that for those who have been using things like refresh, perception, you can lose those things as well. We no need perception, okay, and after the fight there will be no more traps anyway. And then refresh is generally speaking not necessary for this fight onwards. Okay, for this fight there'll be some Magia rotation, but for Osma we're just gonna stay on a single element for the whole fight. So generally speaking, refresh is no longer required. Okay, now AV itself is a win expected, so rotate your Magia accordingly while I explain. Let it recharge. Okay, so AV is win expected. For this fight, there's really only I'll be doing calls for this fight, and mainly there'll be just one mechanic that you need to look out for. Okay, there'll be a few things. There's movement, there's donuts, there's puddles, there's a split ground AoE. I will call this out. For the majority of the fight, you can simply just follow everyone. However, there's one specific mechanic that is an individual mechanic, and it will target, I think, 8 random players. If you get targeted by this mechanic, you must handle the mechanic, and it is called Turbulent Aether. Now, for Turbulent Aether, 8 players randomly selected will be added with an op and tether. Once it goes out, I will be calling it something like this: Turbulent Aether. Get ready, check for tether, check for tether. Okay, and then you stop and notice if you have the tether. If you have the tether, you need to do the mechanic. Stop doing DPS, focus on the mechanic first. Now, what you need to do, the op and tether will be either a light or dark color. Observe what color your op and tether is. Around the edge of the arena, there will be 8 puddles of varying colors, okay, either light or dark. You need to move yourself into a puddle of the opposite color. So, for example, if BBD is tethered to a light colored op, she needs to drag herself to a dark colored puddle, stay in it until the op contacts her. The op will explode, dealing AoE damage to her and everyone else around her. Because she's in the puddle mitigates most of the incoming damage. Mechanic will be resolved. But anyone else near BBD will take the brunt of that explosion. Do not be near these puddles when people are dragging the ops to them. Most of us will be stacked near the center for heals, as well as to deal with the other mechanics that are going on during that point of time. Now, do note, puddles cannot be shared. If someone steps into the puddle just before you do, quickly turn your camera, look for the other puddles. There'll be exactly enough puddles for each player with a tether. So there's 8 players tethered, there'll be 8 puddles of the correct colors. Look for the puddle for your own mechanic. If necessary, pop sprint and quickly sprint to it. Okay, it has happened where you run to a puddle, someone stepped into it, then, oh, that's their puddle. You look around, the other puddle is all the way on the opposite end. Try your best to run to it, keeping in mind that if enough time has elapsed, the op will automatically zoom towards you and detonate itself. So don't dally for too long. You also want to keep kiting these ops, because if at any point of time the op contacts you, it will detonate. All other players must pay attention. Okay, all of us, the rest of us will be stacked somewhere near the middle. If there's a player with an op tether standing still in the center, you will want to move away from that player. Because if they fail to realize that they have the op and tether, and they just stand still and the op just hits them, right, it will detonate in the center, heavily damaging or killing a number of players who are stacked in the middle. So please be very careful about this. Okay, now, during that point of time, there's a few other mechanics happening at the same time. Now, firstly, once Turbulent Aether goes out, AV will also follow up with Medusa Javelin, which is a large frontal conal AoE pointed at a random player. So normally what we do is, I will say, Turbulent Aether, check for tether, wait. Okay, the reason why I say wait is simply because we want to wait for the conal to appear first before running off to our puddles. If you run to a puddle and he points the javelin directly at you, you will have no way, or it's very difficult to get out of the conal, go back in before the op reaches you. Okay, so we normally try to beat the AoE first. So I'll say wait, and then once you hear me say go, or once you see the AoE telegraph appear, start making your way towards a puddle. Okay, during this fight, there will also be 2 ads. The second time he does Turbulent Aether, there will be ads. For DPS, focus on the ads first. If the ads are left alive for too long, they cast Explosion, which is exactly what it sounds like. So burn ads first. Ads are of a different element. They will be lightning expected or thunder expected, rotate against thunder, burn the ads, then rotate back against wind to continue to burn AV. Okay, this is the only mega rotation you'll be doing in this fight. Okay, short of the defensive part midway through the fight, I'll call that out as well. Okay, so burn ads first. Def L works against ads. You can swift cast a Def L, and if it sticks, the ad will immediately die, which is a massive DPS increase because we don't have to spend time burning the ad instead. Okay, your Def L actually works for this fight, and actually for Ozma as well. Okay, so these are the mechanics. Okay, now last thing to mention here is myself. Okay, me. I'm at the front here. I will motion to myself. I am going to be the main tank for this fight. Tank busters in this fight will be a AoE centered around the main tank. So, if possible, mark me with a marker on my head. When I say tank buster, move away from the main tank. If possible, I will try to move myself away from other players. But if everyone is crowding around me, I will have nowhere to go. So, try to give the main tank a wide berth so that you don't get hit by the tank buster. Okay, I'll feel bad if you die because of the tank buster. Okay, now that's pretty much about it. Okay, now for this fight, there's actually two tanks that are assigned north and south. Their jobs are to actually hold the wyverns, okay, the ads that spawn, so that the DPS can burn them. Essentially, they are just gonna turn on tank stance, sometimes even rotate to defensive against the wyverns, hold the wyverns, and then everyone just burn the ads. Okay, so I think Satoru south, Sky is north. Okay, I'll be the main tank. Okay, now any questions or anyone DC, AFK, etc., please sound off now. If not, then all parties do a ready check. They do a ready check. Use food if you have it, okay, because food helps boost DPS as well as survivability. Okay, the food would have dropped off by now.
So we cast the DPS logos now, right?
Yes, you can put on your DPS logos at this point of time. Okay, all the DPS should have their DPS logos on. Just to let you know, for park runs, if you don't have it, right, your party members will prompt you, where's your DPS wisdom, where's your DPS logos. It's not so nice to come into the fight without bringing the DPS, because as a DPS, your job is to actually DPS. So if you don't bring any DPS, it doesn't look good on you. Try to bring some. For learning runs, it's okay if you don't have it. It's fine. We should be able to carry. But for park runs, please be mindful that other people might not look too kindly if you don't actually bring any DPS actions. Okay, all parties.
Only 5 parties have said they're ready.
Okay, we just give it a little bit more time. What else is there? I think that's about it. Yeah, no worries. We have enough time. Once we kill the boss, the timer will extend again. So, plus your instance timer, right, will never be lesser than your Baldesion Arsenal timer. Your BA timer, if your instance timer is less than your BA timer, it will match your BA timer. So you will never get run out of time before finishing BA. It's either we all time out or you have enough time. Although I'll try to speed up a bit.
After finishing, so you have
once we kill
it's
AV,
like 5 minutes.
You will extend.
Yeah.
I think Shak, your party is the only one that hasn't said ready.
Yeah, Kelly.
I was actually typing.
It's okay, yeah. But everyone else is ready, so.
Then we will start at ET 1 1 2 0. Okay, ET 1 1 2 0. Okay, limit break level 2 at 1118. Level 1 at 1119. Range or caster LB only. All other tanks, make sure your tank stances are turned off. Okay, stance check, stance for tank. Oops. Tank stance. Please check it. Okay, I will be the main tank, so I'll be tanking this. Okay, just try our best. Just listen to callouts, try our best. Okay, whenever possible, try to stay nearer to AV, because whenever he does his Medusa Javelin, right, if you're at the edge, it's very hard to dodge it, especially near the start. I will call this out as well. Okay, LB2. Oh, so many. LB1. And let's go. Someone tank stats. Or maybe someone open with a massive burst.
Del.
Yeah, no worries. I already spamming that shield lock, don't worry. I gotcha, fam. Red wide. Okay, now the first mechanic will be puddles of light color. Just avoid the light puddles. They will expand, so move further away from them. It's just a mechanic demonstration. Later on, we'll get 2 colored puddles. Come close, come close. There's a Medusa Javelin. Okay, and just orientate away from the main tank. Tank Buster next. Okay, no, sorry, this is Impact Stream. Okay, now, going to light. Going to light. Stay near the center. Okay, you can see why we need to stay near AV, because if you need to cross over really quickly, you need to be near him. And this is the Tank Buster. They're doing this. I saw that. Don't make me slap you. I will
sacrifice.
I'll emote slap you. Okay, 2 colored puddles away from dark puddles towards the light puddles. If you're not sure, just follow everyone. Okay, the vets know where to go. Nice.
This even happen.
It's okay, it's okay. Okay, if you die, spirit procs, get up, open crack another spirit. Okay, red whites. Now AV's gonna jump away. No wait, there's Aether first.
No, this Turbulent.
Yeah, Turbulent Aether first. Okay, Turbulent Aether, check for Tether soon. Okay, check for Tether, wait for the Javelin, and go. Okay, someone's standing near the sand. Okay, now, Tank Buster incoming, away from the main tank. Away from the main tank.
Guys?
Yeah.
Oh shit. No.
Guys?
Never mind, it's okay. Just adjust now, adjust.
Oh.
Red, white. More deeps. Oh, spicy. Okay, now AV is gonna jump away soon. Rotate to defensive. Okay, rotate to win defense. Stay stacked in the middle. Heal up and shield up. Pop Hurricane Potion. We are gonna dodge mechanics here. Go to dark. Everyone on dark. Next two will be light and light again. Let's move to light. Okay, heal up. Remember the heal through. Light again. Now after this, there's a proximity. Stay centered first. Once the proximity appears, sprint away from the center. Sprint. Once he lands, come back into the center. There will be a Medusa Javelin. Okay, Javelin. Avoid Javelin. Finally, avoid the main tank. There will be a Tank Buster shortly after. Okay, I'll just try to pull it slightly away. Tank Buster incoming.
Remember to rotate back to offensive.
Rotate back to offense. And then I think we should just burn it down. Should be fine.
Commit.
Yeah, we can just commit. He does Meteor Lighting once or twice and he should be dead afterwards.
No wyverns.
No wyverns this time.
Yeah, just skip that. Skip. Commit. Yes, nice. Yeah.
So, just bear that in mind that we are saying commit because we can sort of tell that, okay, it's low HP, we will kill it before the wyverns get their explosion off. However, in a regular run, if it's a pug run, don't just assume that you can avoid and ignore the wyvern. Because if the explosion cast does go off, you're screwed. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. A couple. Okay. Grab your treasure coffers first.
Nice.
There's two deaths now. Now healers normally when they sacrifice L other players, right? Usually what we recommend is to just say that you're gonna sack L them, like point to them, say sacrifice L, so that other healers know that you're gonna sacrifice them, so that they don't have to open their own sacrifice.
Do you have one more spirit on you?
Okay, Euclid.
You want to try your RNG with this guy?
My RNG sucks.
Someone pro.
Yeah.
Someone using it, right?
There's like way too many healers around, so just keep them
we only have 2 deaths only, so actually quite good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pray that the Popoto survives. If not, then I'll have Popoto for lunch. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, if you are going to use Sacrifice L, make sure you actually say you're going to use Sacrifice L before you crack it and cast
Oh yeah,
it.
there's a chest here. There's a chest here.
Cayenne,
Grab one.
next time remember to say and yell that you're going to use.
Yeah. So the reason why we sort of say please do this is because there is a risk that you might have. I know you healers are very helpful. You're trying to get people up, right? But you don't want the situation where we have one healer already crack Sacrifice L, and then another one cracks it, and then both of you cast it on one person, and then both of you drop dead and don't come back up. And then, in that meantime, the person who got res is just standing there and it's like, I've got 2 hit dead healers.
Yes.
So, yeah, you don't want
just
that.
type it in yell, just so that everybody can hear you, rather than just popping it and then wasting your logo just in case somebody does it before you.
Yeah, plus there's the thing where
they cost a lot of money, so
Yeah.
don't
like
want
if
to waste them.
you crack a sack and then someone else has a sack open already, and then one of you is gonna waste the sacrifice because you're not gonna use it anymore.
Yeah,
So
that's why I was
expensive.
waiting for you, Clace, to make that decision because he'd already popped his, and if he was going to do it again to save sacks, then just let him do that.
Yep. But it's okay lah. For this run, I'm glad to see that people are very helpful. But just for park runs, might want to keep that in mind. Okay, now moving on. There are 2 trash mobs here. Now these trash mobs is for us to build our gauges, heat gauge, black and white mana, samurai sand, or the stickers, etc, etc, etc. Just don't burst. Okay, don't unload your burst here. It's meant for us to build up our gauges for the actual boss where we will unload the burst. Okay, so I'm gonna just slowly tank and just if you need to, you just build your gauge or whatever on these mobs. Do not death L them. Very important. Do not death L them. They will do something called on the properties of darkness, which is a cast lah. I will stun that, so don't worry about it. But if you're in the park run, that needs to be stunned because it removes buffs from players and remove your spirit buff as well. Okay, I'm just gonna dispatch the other one.
Are you doing the second set of prepare and shop?
I think he missed it. I think
Are you doing the second set? Yeah, are you doing the second set or?
I'm doing admin though, so if someone else can do it,
I'll do it then,
that would be good too. Thank you.
Okay, do not step off the button. You do not step on the button at the front. Okay, so those of you who are new here, welcome to Ozma. Quite a number watching cutscene. Okay, that's
I'm just waiting.
Okay, now first things first, welcome to Ozma. There's a few things to cover here, so just get settled in. You'll be listening to me talk for almost like 10 minutes, so get ready. Okay, now Ozma, what needs to be done here is you need to be in the instance, inside the arena when Ozma dies to get your clear. You can be dead, but periodically Ozma will do this move called Black Hole, which will actually, for lack of a better term, suck out players from the arena and deposit them outside into Hideouts. If that happens to you, your run is over. Okay, sorry, but your run is over. Please stay in the party if that happens still, because we need the full 8-member party to have LB3. So even if you die... yes, okay. I will mention that as well. Okay, so just note that you need to be in the arena when Ozma dies for you to get your clear. Okay, now, the things to mention here. Iris is casting Share and Protect at the rear. So form a line, get your Share and Protect, and then step out of the line once you've gotten it. Say thank you, bow, whatever, etc, etc. Then step out of the line. Okay, he will help me to cast Share and Protect on everyone as I'm explaining. Now at the same time, there's a macro that's being posted. Kelly, thank you. She posted the macro. This macro will actually is just to show you what's the mechanics to look out for, what's the strategy we're using. But you should have already viewed a guide outside because this is not a detailed explanation. For this fight, I will be doing callouts. You just need to listen to callouts and adjust accordingly. However, there are a few things that we need to point out, so I will do this shortly. Now, if you look at the map, the mini map, or if you have got your shell and protect already, and then you just inch carefully to the front and see the Osma Arena. The platform looks like a ring with 3 little protuberances at the sides. One on the east, one on the west, and one at the south. If you look at the minimap, you can clearly see this. It's a ring, Osma is in the center, and there's 3 little platforms, east, west, and south. We're going to split our alliance into 3 groups. 1 east, 1 west, and 1 south, which with each group having 1 main tank and 1 sub-tank party, with the support party, also known as the SST, usually being on the south platform. Okay, so you will see that in the Yale chat, they are shouting out, East MT, West MT, South MT, East ST, etc., etc. They are actually like picking which side to go. So normally, if you do park runs, you'll be doing the same, or your party leader will tell you, okay, where should we go? They'll ask you which side should we go. Then you all need to just discuss and say, okay, let's do east. Can our tank be a main tank? Okay, do note that for Osma, the main tank has a very important responsibility. Healers for the sub-tank party also has a responsibility. So if you're new and you're not confident, maybe just don't volunteer for these roles yet. Okay, until you get a few runs, a few clears under your belt, and then you can start to step up for these roles in future. Okay, now, for the fight itself, Osma is a Thunder aspected boss. So rotate your Magia to the correct element. The fight is 10 minutes 30 seconds long, so later we will ask you all to refresh food again. For now, it's okay. Now, there will be no Mega rotation through the entirety of this fight. So once you rotate, just stay on this element. We'll be using it for the entirety. The fight itself is relatively simple. It consists of a series of movements. I will call this out. Go to the front, go to the rear, or get off the platform. Here, Osma will transform into different forms, and each form will fire off a mechanic. Usually a point blank, a donut, or a line AoE down the center. So I'll call it respectively. Go to the front, everyone moves to the front. Go to the rear, everyone goes to the back of the platform. Get off the sides. Okay, so just listen to the calls and move with the group. There are 2 specific mechanics that you must pay attention to, as well as a black hole mechanic that you need to handle. I will explain these 3 things. Okay, the rest of the fight, you just listen call out. Generally speaking, should be fine. Now, these mechanics are, okay, now first of which is black hole. Now, Osma starts as a sphere, and he changes into a spike ball form first. When he changes to a spike ball, he will do a point blank AoE, I will say go to the rear. After the spike ball form, he does a couple of mechanics, blah blah blah, he will change back into a sphere form. Every time he changes into a sphere form, he does this move called black hole. Now, around the arena, if you look carefully, there are these button patterns on the platform itself and on the ring-shaped platform. Okay, if you want, just being very careful, don't step on the button in the center here. Go to the sides, and then you see that there's this circular patterns on the platform. These are buttons. Every time he does black hole, all 6 buttons must have 1 or more players standing on it. If any one of the 6 buttons don't have anyone, we all wipe. You yourself must be on a button. If you are not on a button, you wipe. Okay, you will get sucked out and you will get deposited outside into Hydatos. Now, unfortunately, dead players cannot resist black hole. So even if you are on the button but you're dead, you will get sucked out. GG, good game. Try again the next round. Okay, but do understand, black hole is what sort of kills you in this fight. Because if you're dead, you can't resist black hole, you get sucked out. Someone step on the button. Please don't step on the button.
My bad.
Okay, please don't meme too much.
Just don't
please don't start.
Like,
Okay.
don't
Mind,
touch
okay,
the blue
fine.
shell.
Yeah, just don't pull the Osma. Okay, now, for black hole, every player must step on a button, either the button on the center of the platform. If you are melee, tank, or healer, go to the center button, the one near on the platform itself. Now, if you are ranged or caster DPS, go to the left clockwise position button on the ring-shaped platform. Always to the left. Here on Elemental, we use a clockwise strategy. We always go to the left. No one should go to the right under any circumstance, unless you are a main tank or you are a veteran and you know what you're doing. Okay, always to the left. Black hole, either stay on the platform button or go to the left. Okay, anti-AFK warning. if you have been AFK for more than 7 or 8 minutes, please kindly move your character or just touch your keyboard or something, okay, to prevent AFK kicking. Okay, resuming explanation. Okay, so this for black hole, make sure you stand on a button. I will say black hole, be on a button. Okay, just go to your buttons, and usually we will account for all 6 buttons. Now, next, every time Ozma changes into, okay, there are 2 mechanics that everybody needs to know how to handle. Why? Because these are personal mechanics, and failure to handle this tends to lead to a wipe. Now, these mechanics are, number 1, meteors. Meteors appear during the spike ball and triangle forms of Ozma. Every time he changes to a spike ball or triangle forms, expect to see meteors. Now, meteors will target 2 randomly selected players per platform with meteor. Can be any 2 players, can be the main tank, sub tank, 2 healers, 2 DPS, main tank and 1 healer, etc. Any 2 random players per platform. When meteors come out, you need to stop and identify if you have meteor, if you have been targeted by meteor. Now, how to tell if you have been targeted by meteor? Now, meteors appear as a massively huge, freaking big AoE marker on your head. You can't miss it. When meteors come out, you cannot miss it. You can see that meteors have appeared. Identify you have meteor. Now, what you can do? Now, the main problem is we are all going to be stacked near the front left. So, once meteors appear, maybe try to shuffle your character left and right. If the meteor marker follows you, you have meteor. If not, then what I do is I jump up and down. If I jump and the meteor marker follows my head, it's me. I have meteor. Alternatively, if you are not sure, you're still not sure, start to move yourself away from the group. If the meteor marker follows you, you have meteor. Please handle meteor. Okay, meteors kills like 99.9% of BA runs. We need the players marked with meteors to handle the meteors. Failure to do so tends to lead to a wipe. Okay, now how to handle meteors? The 2 meteor marked players must go to 2 specific points. We will mark place waymarks later. Once we jump down to the platform, we will place waymarks to mark out where you need to go. One of these will be at the rear right of the main platform. One of these will be on the left in the clockwise position on the button on the ring shaped platform. Okay, we will place waymarks for your own party later on. Every party should have their own waymarks. You can see where to place meteors when meteors happen. So, each meteor mark player must move to the waymark, stay put, place the meteor. Okay, you'll see that the meteor has been placed because a proximity marker will appear below you, and then come back and join the party. Okay, they must be placed, now important, they must be placed separate from each other. So one player must go to the rear, the other player must adjust and go to the left, or vice versa. If you see someone with the meteor running to the rear and you have the other meteor, you adjust to the left. Or if you're closer to the rear and you're going to the rear, the other player must adjust to the left. You need to adjust accordingly. There's no way to call it out. There's no way to say, oh, this player go to the south, this player, healer, go to the... Cannot. It's impossible. You need to adjust accordingly. Try your best not to stack the meteors. If both meteors are placed close on top of each other, when they land, they will explode. And there's a very massive AoE plus damage down debuff applied to all the nearby players on that platform. Try to avoid this. Okay, whenever possible, place them far apart from each other and try to place them away from the party. Okay, if someone drops the meteor right in the center of the platform, right, that platform is fucked. So try not to do that. Okay, but sometimes it happens. We will try to adjust accordingly. Okay, so this is for meteors appear during the spike ball and triangle forms. Now, second mechanic is called acceleration bombs. Now, accel bombs only appear in the triangle form, and a random number of players will be marked with a debuff that starts from anywhere from 16 to 20 seconds long, slowly counting down. As it reaches 5 seconds or less, a dice icon will appear above your head. The dice icon is like 3, 2, 1. Once it reaches 1 or less, you need to actually stop moving, stop attacking, sheath your weapon or de-target Ozma, okay, untarget Ozma if you are ranged DPS. You just basically need to do nothing. You do nothing, the accel bomb will just fizzle, it will just drop off, mechanic resolve. Okay, it's the same mechanic as in the Delriada, the Diablo's Hollow, as well as in Susanoo EX. You have seen this mechanic in other fights before, but in those fights, they are personal. If you fail, it explodes, you kill yourself. Here, if you fail accel bombs, it explodes, hitting you and everyone else near you with a 90% damage. Cannot be mitigated. It's flat 90% of your HP. If you are not full health, you just die. Or everybody dies. But the problem is that 90%, right? Everyone left with 10% HP. The next meteor that drops kills everyone. So please, please, please stop moving when you have Excel Bomb. Okay, if you're not sure, stop moving. Okay, normally everyone is stacked together, so it's hard to tell, see the icon, or hard to see if you have it. You can see the icon, you can clearly see the dice, but you don't know if it's you or not. Just stop moving until it counts 3, 2. Once it hits 2 or less, just stop moving if you're not sure. We can afford a few missed GCDs, it's fine. DPS check is not that tight. But if you blow up Excel Bomb and it kills a lot of players, we will lose a lot of DPS. So just please handle these two mechanics. They are personal mechanics, but failure to do so, to handle them, will severely damage or hurt the raid itself. Okay, so these two mechanics plus Black Hole, you need to pay attention. There's a few other mechanics in this fight. There's knockbacks from the center. Okay, there's a small little pushback from the main Osma. I will say stay closer to the front. Now, during the square form, he does a small little move called Holy, which is a pushback from the center, pushing you to the outer edge of the arena. Throughout this fight, to mitigate that entirely, just stay closer to the front. Always stay closer to the front. Never be at the very edge of the rear of the platform. Whether it's on the donut or on the platform itself, stay slightly closer to the front. If a knockback comes in, you just push you back slightly. You won't get punted off the back of the platform. Okay, so that's pretty much it for all the explanations for Osma. Okay, the rest of the fight, we just listen, do the callouts, and then we'll try our best to go through. Okay, now, first things first, anyone AFK, anyone not around. Okay, just do one simple ready check. Make sure everyone is here before we start jumping down to the platform. Now, once you jump down to the platform, number one, do not target Osma. If you accidentally early pull Osma, it's gonna be really messy. Number two, do not fall off the platform. If you fall off the platform, you will die, even before the fight starts. We've seen it happen many, many times in the past. So please be very careful. Just walk to your correct platforms carefully. Okay, if you need to, just turn off auto run. Don't use auto run, please. Auto run tends to push you off the edge. So just carefully maneuver to your correct platform. Okay, now we'll shout out. Can you help me shout out? We ready? And once all parties are ready, we will proceed onto the Osma platform. Early, where are you? Oh my god, okay. Which platform are we on? Am I on? We are South main tank. Okay, so South main tank ready. Yeah. Never mind. It's okay. Later I slap her a bit more. 3, 2, 3. Okay, South main tank 3, 2, 3. Okay, ready. Okay, the reason why we're doing this ready check is simply because if there's someone AFK, right, I rather be AFK up here than AFK down there, because if we are AFK down there, there's a tendency someone might just accidentally early pull. So I prefer to do ready checks up here to make sure everyone's back. Okay, just so you know, Osma fight itself is 10 minutes 30 seconds long. We are down to 19 minutes on the clock, so we have ample time. There's enough time to go through the fight itself. So we're quite safe on time. Okay, South MT, West MT, East MT ready. West, South, and East ST ready. SST. Where's SST? Is SST ready? Who's SST? Sorry.
Blue.
Okay, maybe just ask them SST. Maybe they just waiting for someone. Maybe someone AFK lah. So we'll just give them a bit of time. We're not actually rushing or anything, but we do have a timer.
And I'm hungry. People die more if I'm hungry.
Support's
Blue
ready.
water is ready. Okay lah. So carefully jump down. Let's give it our best shot. Let's move. Okay, let's move. Let's give it our best shot. Okay, and we'll go down, carefully run to your platforms, do one final ready check before we set a pull time to begin. Okay, now, party leaders or veterans help to place the waymarks. There should be one at the rear right of the platform and one on the left in the clockwise position. Okay, place the waymarks. Waymarks are party specific.
What's up with these like non-centered ring waymarks? My OCD is being triggered.
So annoyingly, we can't save waymarks.
Yeah, not for this fight lah. But it's fine. It's just 2 waymarks. We
Yeah,
don't need to
it's
place
easy
like
to place anyway.
10, like 8 waymarks around the arena. No need. Just 2 for every party. Easy. Problem solved. Only worry about your own platform. Okay. Final checks. One last ready check. Okay, so just ready check. Yeah, ready check. Yeah, someone not ready. It's okay.
Yeah, Nympharia.
Place waymarks. Rotate your mega. It should already be on the correct element against thunder. Okay, against thunder. Osma is thunder. Tank stance check. Only the main tanks should have stances on. Sub tanks should not read enmity of Osma. Waymark check. Food check. Make sure you have your food. Use food if you need to. Use a new one. Spirit of the Remembered check. And DPS Wisdom check. Okay, all this should be applied to you already. And then we will, once ready, we will yell out, okay, South Main Tank ready, East ST ready, etc. etc. Once all parties are ready, we will set a pull time. And then we will get started. Okay, we'll just try our best. Listen to the callouts. Now, BBD pro tip number 67. If the background music is making you nervous, especially if it's your first time here, you can go to the menu and lower down the BGM. It tends to make people a bit anxious. So you can either lower down the BGM in the menu or /BGM space 0 to turn it off entirely. Okay, especially if the music is making you nervous. Okay, don't worry. First time I did this, my hands were trembling so hard I couldn't really play properly. So I understand how it feels like. South ST, South SST, West ST, East ST. All STs are ready. South MT, East MT, West MT. Okay, all parties ready. Nice. We will start at ET.
Wait, I thought South ST call wait, please.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Wait,
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I see South ST. I thought it's ready. My bad. Okay, South ST ready. Okay, so ET. Okay, 2120. Okay, ET 2120 for full time. Okay, slightly longer because for Osma there'll be people casting bravery on other players. There'll be people refreshing it. Some people use Focus 16. Some people use Dell, etc. etc. So slightly longer pull time for Osma itself. Now, LB2 2118. LB1 2119, range, caster, or melee LB. But for melee LBs, don't approach Osma until close to the start time, and be careful not to touch Osma. Okay, Osma does not face aggro, but if you touch him or attack him, obviously he will aggro. So technically, limit break, like melee limit break his face, like you want to. But if you are too scared or it's your first time, then just let the range or casters do it. It's fine.
Another point about LB. Red Mage LB3, please no. Because you will blind everyone and people will start dropping off the platforms. No.
Generally speaking, right, there's no need to LB3 for the fight for DPS because DPS checks are not tight at all.
Yeah, no,
can
just in
easily
case we do call for a DPS LB3 because why not, right? Then
yeah, just be mindful lah. Should only really be used like when it's down to 0.4% or less lah. Then the LB will just finish it off or something like that. Then that's fine. Okay, we are LB2, LB1, and let's get started. Try our best. Okay, now Osma opens up with a heavy hitting tank buster like attack on the main tank. Okay, the party should stack to the left front. Main tank's on the right front. Okay, but generally it's an auto attack on the main tank. Keep the main tank alive. Now the first form change he does is a spike ball, so you need to start to move to the rear now. Okay, everyone to the rear is a point blank AoE from the front. Staying stacked, move forwards together as a group. Spike ball form does a split damage auto attack that must be shared. If you take it by yourself, you die. Okay, there'll be a knockback from the center. Position yourself to be knocked to either the front or the rear. Do not get knocked to the sides, you will fall off. Arm's length and surecast also works here. Continue staying stacked. Black hole 1 soon. Black hole 1. Go to a button. Everyone should be on a button. All 6 buttons should be accounted for. Oh, some was up top. To keep the main tank alive, they are back to taking heavy hitting tank busters on the main tank. Shades at the rear. Go to the rear. Go to the rear. Okay, go back to the front. And just stay stacked. Or heals. Shades. Get off the platform, get off the platform, main tanks get off last, main Osma, go to the rear after. Go to the rear now. Staying stacked, move forwards together as a group. This is Spike Ball, Meteors incoming, Meteors get ready. Meteors, please go. Okay, just try to adjust, commit to one direction please, yes, thank you. Okay, and come back to us once it's done. There'll be a knockback, get knocked to the front, and burn heads. If you fall off the platform, your spirit procs, you will respawn at the south platform. Find a chance to go back to your correct platform. Okay, and continue staying stacked. Shades. Knock back to the front. Knock back to the front. And just stay stacked. Black hole 2 soon. Okay, black hole 2, everyone to a button. Okay, go to a button, Popoto. Nice. Okay, once the animation has gone off, you can actually step off the button. Shades. Get off the platform, main tanks get off last. Go to the front after, go to the front now. Staying stacked with your party, main tanks pop ops. Bait line AoEs away from the party. Do not get off the platform too early. Try not to clip the main tank with the stack AoE. Small incoming knockback. Very nice. Bait line AoEs away from the party. And just DPS. Square form is the best form to DPS Osma. It literally doesn't do anything. Shades. Staying stacked, get off the platform. Stay slightly closer to the front, incoming knockback. Okay, and go back in. Okay, just hold off on limit break. He's gonna go to black hole again. Black hole 3. Everyone to a button. Yeah, you can use it on the button, that's fine. Okay. Step off the button, continue DPS. Probably can just start playing the commit voice clip soon.
Commit.
Sorry?
Just commit.
Nice.
Congrats.
Easy.
Nice.
Very easy. Congrats. Okay, now once we are done, first things first, jump off the platform if it's your first time you clear. You need to sacrifice yourself to the Great Osma God at the bottom of this pit. Okay, first time clear, jump off. Go and experience it. There's a big treasure coffer at the south platform. Come and grab it after you have respawned at the south. And then we'll take screenshots for those who want it at the south platform. Anyone who is dead. Anyone dead here? No, all alive. Nice. No lah, you can, don't worry. You still need to sacrifice yourself first. Then you'll respawn at the south and then you can grab the coffer. The coffer is being covered by everyone. Just be careful, don't click on the exit too early. Click on the coffer first. It's being obscured by a lot of people crowding at the center here. Remember to grab your treasure coffer. Again, take screenshots here. We'll be at the south, taking SS facing outwards. So that's pretty much it for the entirety of the BA run from start to end. For those of you who need to go off, need to rush off, please go ahead, go have lunch, etc., etc. We'll be doing more BA runs for those who didn't manage to clear, or those who didn't manage to make it in, or you died in Osma and got sucked out. Don't fret, we'll be doing more runs. I think later we'll try to. Okay, Elash will call for another run later. Okay, Elash, where are you? Yes, say BA went, then ask them to do another run. Maybe after lunch, give 1 hour, come back, do BA later. There'll be park runs being run over the entire weekend as well. Plus on the weekdays, mostly during the evenings, there'll be park runs either from our side or from the JP side, sometimes even both. Then you can just join those. Okay, park runs, do note that you may be required to step portals if there are too many people in the instance. So do prepare a stabilizer, it's free for all. Anyone can join those runs. Okay, if you want to do more runs or you want to learn more about BA, kindly ask, if you have questions, you can ask in the Discord itself. Okay, there's a Discord Eureka chat channel. You can ask any questions you want there. Things like what logograms to bring. No, I want to be a tank, I want to main tank. Just ask there. All the veterans can help to assist you with any questions you have. If you wish to join more runs, just stay tuned in our Discord as well. Occasionally, some people like Uncle Lyric, he will post, okay, BA park run, starting in 5 PM, something like that lah. So just stay tuned for those. If not, then there'll be like random park runs here and there. Just join in. If you go to a park run and you see some of our CA guys there, you can ask them, I'm new, can you guys help me, assist me? Just ask them nicely. They might jump onto the VC and then we'll just have fun on the VC together and guide you through it as well. It doesn't have to be practice run. You can just join a park run and still get your clears there as well. Okay, for those who want to do more, just come back, check in to BA once in a while. We'll be doing them pretty much forever. Okay, there's no leaving this BA lifestyle. So good luck with that. And any questions, just ask in the Discord. Or you wanna ask, you can ask it here as well. If not, then
next
thanks so
BA?
much, guys. Yeah, next BA.
Next BA?
Next BA.
Hey, I have one question. Just think of this. What if the person got target marked as Meteor, then he jump off the platform?
Okay, don't do that. We know what happens. We've seen it before. If they jump off early, their body will spawn at the south platform. Even if they get rest or not, their body will spawn at the south. The meteor will follow them, and there will be 3 meteors on south. If they jump off late, okay, for example, they run here, run there, run left, run right, then realize, oh fuck, I don't know where to go, and they jump off, the meteor will be placed at where they jump off. So 2 possible outcomes. Both of them are not good. Never jump off the platform if you don't know how to do meteors. Try your best to place them. Worst case, put it far away from the other meteor, far away from the party, as far as you can. Never place it in the center of the platform. There's no safe spot if that happens.
There's a new Headatos instance.
Alright, but I need to go lunch already, sad. Okay guys, I will see you guys.
You just need to grab any Lalafell.
Is this what you call parkour?
That's true lah. Yeah, this is parkour by the way, Galen. You need to parkour.
Galen, you just failed parkour by the way.
I saw that. I saw.
Yeah, he jumped and then
you massively.
My screen went off. Then I lost my connection.
Yeah, this is called parkour. Like, you wanna